Alright, guys, it's time for another tier list. But this ain't no sus tier list. No, no, no. This is a different kind of tier list. I've been wanting to make this for a little while now, and now I'll be able to make it. The Sun Gang emote tier list. That's right. We're rating every Sun Gang emote in Sun Gang, seeing if they're good or bad. Now let's start with the tiers. We on the bottom we have dog shit, which is basically the worst emotes in the server. We have which are like still bad, but like there's some situations where they can be used or it's at least bearable. All right, these are not that bad. They're not really great. They're not bad. They're just it's all right. Good is when like it's pretty good. You can use it consistently and express your emotions sometimes. Amazing. It's basically the amazing emotes. You use it basically every time. And what you say is what you say. Nothing else there. Speaking of what you say, that's what we're starting off with. What you say. Obviously it's going in. What you say tier. It's the best emote in all of Sun Gang. And I'll tell you where we got this from. Basically, Coop just sent this weird ass Patrick picture of like distorted. He's holding an ice cream cone, and there's a Chinese text that says, "Nigger, get your own ice cream cone." And it was so good. I decided to make an emote, and we've been using it ever since. Up next, we have his 30 IQ. Now, 30 IQ is it's a really good emote. It originally it, already it originated from the me and the boys meme, and I decided to take out the rhino because his face looks whack, and uh, I just decided to put it as an emo for a laugh. And what do you know? We use it almost all the time. It's going in amazing. All right, next is Akari's L. Now Akari's L is of course it was for Akari's rank 29 Rico that he failed basically 5 times. So Wrath decided to make a Rico holding an L, and that's that's all it really is. We don't really use it that much because Akari's basically dead. So I'll put it in eh. Up next is Ascended. Now Ascended, it's pretty good. We don't use it all the time, but whenever someone's down bad, or someone's depressed, or someone says some sad shit, we just put Ascended. I'll put an all right. Up next we have is Nigga Board. Now Nigga Board, it's a nigga writing another nigga. How can you not like that? Up next we have is Carl Hate Crime, and it's not really used as much anymore as before. Before it was used like pretty often, but then we just got new emotes that flooded the server, and it just became irrelevant. So I'll put it in the. Up next we have is Cursed Cotton Picker. Now Cursed Cotton Picker, it originated from the Cursed Pepe, which we'll get to later. But Cursed Cotton Picker, pretty sure Wrath made it, and it was pretty weird at first, but then once you got to use it, it's pretty good. It does look pretty good. I don't know how he managed to Photoshop all that into one Cursed Pepe, but I'll give you props to that, Raph. Put you in good. And next we have is Cursed Crabs. Now, Cursed Crabs is basically the same concept of Cursed Pepe, but it's just Mr. Krabs form. That's basically all it is. I'll put in good. And next we have up next we have is Cursed Pepe. Now, Cursed Pepe, this is basically Sun Gang's mascot. Actually, what you say is the god, but like Cursed Pepe is basically the mascot. And I'll tell you where they got this from. It would basically me, Akari, and Wrath would basically fool around in a VC, and I think Wrath just randomly stumbled upon this weird ass Pepe emote in a server, and it was the most weirdest shit I've ever seen. It actually made me laugh. So then we decided to put it as an emote and named it Curse Pepe, and we used it ever since. It's such a good emote. Put it in amazing tier. We don't use it as much anymore, but like it still holds a place in the Sun Gang's heart. Up next we have is Curse Stare. Now Curse Stare is, it's not really that great of an emote. I'm not really a fan of it. and we don't really use it anymore, so it's kind of dog shit. Up next, I have is Demon Under My Bed. Now, this is basically Coop's full body picture of a like he. Okay, so let me tell you the origin of this. He basically tried to recreate Cursed Pepe in that form. It looks so fucking weird. We just decided to make it as emo and named it a Demon Under My Bed because that looks exactly what I would find under my bed in the nighttime. I'll put it in good. mm. Up next, we have is Fancy. Now, Fancy, you know, it's pretty good. I don't really got much to say about it since we don't really use it that much, but it has its moments. So I'll put it in all right. Up next, we have is WTF, and WTF, it's pretty good too. It's pretty good too. I basically got it from like Google Images. Like I just randomly found it, and I decided to put this as a email, and everyone loved it, and I like it too. It's pretty weird, and we always like weird and sus shit. So that's basically Sun Gang in a nutshell. Up next, we have his finger bangs, and this is basically an unused emote. As I see it, it's basically the budget version of very nice, which we'll get to eventually. So dog shit, you go. Up next, we have his and is you know it's pretty good, pretty good. I don't really got much to say about it. We still use it, and I do like the design of it. It's a good design. It's not like a normal Pepe. It looks more like a blob. I like it. It's all right. Next we have is honestly though, and honestly though, this emote this emote is pretty good. I do like it, but we don't really use it that much since it's pretty specific on the situations. So I'll put it in a all right. Now it's Shaq. It's Shaq is basically is one of the older emotes, or the older emotes of Sun Gang, and I'm pretty sure this was in Moon Gang too. So so props for it to being OG, but we don't really use that anymore. But since it's OG, it's got to go into good. Okay, now Jeb you say, honestly though, Jeb you say is it's not really that great. Honestly, I think it's an overrated emo in my opinion. I just don't really see the appeal of it. It's kind of a budget version of what you say, and we all know what you say is God. So yeah, yeah. But back in Sun Gang, don't fucking lynch me for this, but it's just my opinion. I don't think it's really that good. I don't think it's dog shit, but I don't think it's the best. I'll just put an eh. Up next we have is Lex Lube, and Lex Lube, it's a pretty sus emo. I don't even know where we got it from. Pretty sure Yifen gave it to us, and we decided to use it. And it's basically Lex as a pedophile. And if you watch the last sus tier list video, that's basically what Lex was. So we don't use it that much anymore. I'll put an eh. Up next we have is Magic. Magic, we don't really use that anymore. It's kind of a irrelevant emote now since we have better emotes that serve their purpose. So I want to put in dog shit, but I'll put in eh. And next we have is Monkey Cult, and Monkey Cult basically says what's on the tin. Basically, cult as a monkey. I just can't get enough of that. That's I'll put in the amazing. It's a really good emote, honestly. I found it on Reddit. And Reddit usually doesn't have a lot of good stuff. It's mostly shit posts and memes and 9-year-olds, but this is one of the exceptions I gotta make for Brawl Stars subreddit. It's the only good thing they ever had. Up next we have is Monkey for Poor, and Monkey for Poor was um, basically there was this monkey emote we had in Sun Gang, and it was a Nitro emo, and nobody had Nitro at the time, so Fern decided to pull out a monkey out of his gallery and put Monkey for Poor because we're all poor, and so we decided to use it. And honestly, it looks pretty good as an emo. And now I gotta give props to Fern for his emotes. So good. Up next, we have Krabs Pog. Now, Krabs Pog, honestly, it's kind of shit. It's so weird. Like it's so weird, but it's not the good kind of weird. It's not the good sus. It's just pretty shit. Dog shit. It's kind of a worse version of It's Shack. Next up we have is nigga. And nigga, this is a good emote. That's all I gotta say. Up next I have is Patrick O. Patrick O, it's not really used that much, but like, it still looks alright. Still looks alright. Don't really got much to say about this. Up next up we have nigga what. And nigga what, it is a really good emote, I gotta say. I'm pretty sure we got it from Wrath, because I'm pretty sure he posted it in his server, not the Sun Gang server. So I decided to transfer it over to Sun Gang, and everyone started using it except Coop, because Coop can't say the N word or swear, which is pretty unfortunate. Even though he could say the N word because his mom gave him the pass, even though his mom is not black, but he gave him the permission, he still won't do it. Come on, Coop. When are you ever gonna say the N word? Just join us already. All right, enough of that. It's pretty amazing email, I gotta say. It just, whenever someone says the most stupidest shit you've ever seen, just put this email. Basically shows all emotion, that you don't care, or you're like, nigga, what the fuck did you just say? That's basically what it is. All right, up next is very nice, and very nice is it is a very nice emote. I really like the look of it, and I really like the emote itself, and it has some pretty good uses. So I'll go put in the good. Up next is Sus You Say, and Sus You Say, when it first came out, it was all right. Over time, it just didn't feel right. It just dropped from being a high tier emo to a low tier emo. I don't know why, but it's just sus, you know? Just not a good emo. Pretty dog shit if you ask me. Up next up is Nut, and Nut is I would say it's a pretty recent emote that's been added. I added for the laughs, and everyone's decided to like it, so yeah. And also it's a pretty good emote, you know? It shows what you're doing while you're beating your meat. All right, up next up is Oh No, and this is a pretty recent emote, but honestly, it's not really that good. It's kind of dog shit. That's all I gotta say. Next up, we have is Peepo Hug. Now, Peepo Hug. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a bad emo, but it's like never used. But like, it's also like pretty much one of the oldest emotes in Sun King. So being OG is another factor of this. So for the sake of this emo, I'll put almost close to dog shit. But it has its uses, very very limited uses, but it still serves those uses. Up next up we have is Penguin Fine, and this is basically this is fine emote. This is fine meme, but just in penguin form. And I wouldn't say it's the best, but it doesn't look half bad. Not too bad, just eh. Up next up is Pepega, and Pepega, it's it's been very lit. It's not been used a lot lately. Like we just been ignoring it. We've been using other emotes. I wouldn't say what I said dog shit. And honestly, I don't really like the look of it. I'll just give it dog shit. Up next up is Pepega Hands, and Pepega Hands' only purpose is to put it when Coop goes to sleep, because Coop basically carries Sun Gang and makes the chat alive. So we're all crying and sad. We're all saying, why did Coop have to go to sleep? Why can't his parents make his bedtime longer? And we all just put this sad emo. It has one purpose, but it serves its purpose well. So I'll put in alright. Up next, what we have is Pipergasm. Pipergasm, it's a very unused emo. If I do say so myself, it's not really the best looking emote either. I'm gonna put in dog shit. Up next up we have is Please Nigga. Please Nigga is I mean, honestly it looks like Mr. Mosby from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, except he's a little less black. He's kind of like tan, you know? You know what I'm saying? It's an alright emote. Up next up is Pootrick, and Pootrick, it's a pretty dang good emote, I gotta say. It just looks good, and it's good for those moments when someone says something stupid. It's kind of like 30 IQ, but Patrick form. And next up is Rape Time. Rape Time, before it used to be really unused because it was called Soup Time, and no one used it basically. But then one day I decided to change it to Rape Time because why the fuck not? Change the name of it. He looks like he's about to rape somebody, so it fits him. So and once that happened, people started using it. It's not really used that much now, but it's not really a bad emote. It's just people use other emotes. And next up is Short Leon. Short Leon, this is basically Hobbs's Leon. And I think Coop just took it and decided to add to the server. I mean, it's not that bad of an emote, but like, I mean, it looks good. Just because Hobbs made it, and we all know Hobbs is a legend. I'll put this in, eh, just to save, just to save it, but from being bottom tier. Up next up we have Spider Cancer, and Spider Cancer is it's basically unused now because we use Spider Side. But even then, we don't really use the Spider-Man emotes that much anymore. We just mostly use Ascended, so this goes to dog shit. And speaking of Spider Side, up next over Spider Side, and we basically use it like Ascended, and when something's really sad, but it's kind of like not really the best. It's not a bad emote too. It's just I guess I'll put an eh. Excuse me. Okay, so up next up we have Spidey Dance, and Spidey Dance is it's another Spider-Man emote, but we don't really use it that much. We use other emotes now. It's a kind of sad since Coop really likes Spider-Man, and he decided to add these emotes, and months later they're not used. It's like everyone found Spider-Man irrelevant. It's like Crimson sometimes, you know. But to give it the benefit of the doubt, I'll put in eh. Next up, we have a Spooter Cancer. And Spooter Cancer is not really the best either. It's kind of, I don't know why we have a lot of really similar emotes in Sun Gang, but it's just how it is sometimes. But it's not really the best emo either. And also, nobody fucking cropped the white background, so I gotta give it bottom tier. Gotta give it the dog shit tier. Up next up, we have Stop It. Stop It is we don't really use it as much, and it doesn't really look that good. So I'll also put in dog shit. Okay, up next up we have The Cop, and this is basically Demon Under My Bed, but the zoomed in version. The version that he looks like he's about to rape somebody in the ass. And that's basically what it is. He's about to rape somebody. And honestly, it looks pretty fucking good. We don't really use it that much, but like just the look of it. Looks like that's the face. That's the face of him rubbing the lube and about to slap your ass. you know. But he's not Lex though, so it's something different because Lex is an adult, and him being an adult and doing that, it's kind of sus. And but for Coop doing that, it's also sus, but like we make it acceptable sometimes. Uh, next up we was uh, Up next up we have is and yeah, and this emote, it's been um, pretty underused after a while. When it first when we first made it, it was used pretty much. It was used a lot, and then for some reason Haley decided to copy this emote into Banana Server, and oh my god, dude, it looks fucking terrible. The cropping is so shit. Like Mr. Krabs' whole body is basically cut off, and it almost shows his head. Like holy shit! Like oh my god, dude, Haley need to get some better cropping skills. They also stole What You Say, but like it's the same thing. Like What You Say, the cropping is so shit. But then like it's banana server. Banana server is pretty retarded, so like we don't really fuck with it anymore. So yeah, other than that, not really the best emo, but like I'll give it the benefit of the doubt, playing it had its time, like a lot of other emotes out here. It had its time, but sometimes better emotes just come and then they just go and they die. It's a cycle of life. And lastly, we have is Wizard Noise, and Wizard Noise is a pretty nice emote if you ask me. Basically, the only Rodham G emote that we have in the server, and it looks pretty damn good if you ask me. I'll put it in the really good tier. And that basically concludes this Sun Gang emote tier list. Now, again, this is just my opinion. I didn't ask anybody's opinion for this, just like any other tier list, because this is my video, so I gotta do what I want. And that's basically it. Um, this is basically something more simple than the sus tier list, because honestly, I've been getting pretty burnt out on the sus tier list. Like the people I've been less inclined to be an OJF and bandits. Well, mostly because I'm banned in bandits, but whatever. And like I've just been less inclined of OGF. Like I just really can't be asked to actually make another sus tier list about them and the stuff. Mostly because I don't even know what they're doing. So so basically, if you don't see any more sus tier lists, that's basically why. And that's basically it. I got really nothing else to say. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I'll catch you later.